Yo, what up? Tyreek, what up, Nene? Duke, what's up? I saw your comment the other day. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. I've got my morning voice, as you guys can tell. So, um, I don't know if you guys yeah, my list is pretty long. But I think with my new process, if other people agree with your list, then there's a better chance that I get to it sooner. Wow. Wonder if honestly, I stopped writing down recommendations in my notes when I hit like I want to say like 300. Like I think my list had 300 songs on it, and then I stopped I stopped writing down stuff. Um, you know what I'm gonna do? 'Cause I feel like more so here than back home, I have a lot of white noise or like background noise. What up? What up? What's good? Um, Let me see if I can play something here. So I don't know if you guys know about this. Let me switch this up here so you guys can see. So YouTube has this uh resource that they offer. It's called their audio library, and it's all copyright free or royalty free songs. So if you use any of this stuff as like background music or whatever, um, you don't get hit with copyright. It's pretty cool. But let me see if I. Oh, did my screen just freeze? My screen might have just froze. Let me check it out. Uh, that's weird. Hold on, I gotta fix this. But yeah, so they have this audio library that you can use all of this music for free. Which is pretty cool, like just to get like some background music that you don't have to worry about getting copyright strikes. As you guys know, that can be quite an issue. Let me see, maybe I disconnect and then I can reconnect. Let's see. If you guys have seen my recent videos, you may also know I have some tech challenges here. Um, so, you know, I deal with that. Okay. Let me try this out. Do we go by genre? Maybe. Maybe we add mood or calm. I feel like calm's a good choice. Um, I don't know if you guys know the time difference. So I am currently in Dubai. Um, in order to hit a 7:30 p.m. Eastern time live, which works great for people back home, US, Canada, because it's kind of like the time most people would be coming off work, getting home, you know, be available. Because I can see in YouTube analytics like when peak audience is online. Um, but in order to hit 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, it is 3:30 a.m. here. So I had to set my alarm to get up and hit this. Um, let's see what this sounds like. Oh wow. That is not what that is not what I thought that was gonna sound like. All right, let's see what this one sounds like. Hmm. How loud is that for you guys? Because I can't tell. In my headphones, it's like super loud. Um, but yeah. So the challenge is like we're here on vacation and like during the day and the evening, I'm trying to spend time with my family because we're visiting them here. And then also like make sure that I'm, you know, helping to take care of my son. Like I could probably dump off, and be like, "Oh, to my wife, like take care of our son and then do this more." But you guys know that's not really my style. So it makes it hard to create content when I'm here, which was never going to be my primary focus while I was here, but I wanted to do some. Yeah, it's pretty loud. That's what I thought. Man, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Or actually, let's see. What if I do this? I was trying to create like some background because all I hear right now, I think I can hear the AC and then I hear the PC. Like so I just hear like this loud background white noise and I was trying to like do something else. Uh, but you know what? I think this is wrong. I don't think it should be that. Let's switch this to something else. Mm, I wonder what this would sound like. Let's see. Is that better? Hey Kate, how's it going? Um, I think that's better. That sounds better in my headphones. Maybe that sounds better in your headphones too. I could probably make it even lower. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's because I'm in a room by myself and I feel like that's all I can hear. It's like driving me a little bit crazy. Much better. Okay, there we go. I'll lower it even more if I see comments saying that it should be lower, um but yeah, so if you guys saw the picture I posted, what up, Gene? How's it going? If you guys saw the picture I posted um, on my community post to, um, I guess, announce that I was gonna do this live, that was uh, that was my parents' backyard. So we're here visiting my parents, and yeah, it's like it's pretty. So I was gonna see because they go by. Let me see. They go by Celsius here. So I was gonna see what this is in Fahrenheit because I know most of my audience probably goes by Fahrenheit. Okay, so nowadays it's 95 during the day. What's up, guys? What's up? It's 95 during the day and 72 at night. So again, I don't know how much you guys know about this place, but one of the wildest things about living here. So I lived here for 3.5 years. One of the wildest things about living here is that at night, so in the summer especially, like right now, we're not in the summer yet, so things are still okay. But in the I'm watching a shark movie. What what shark movie? You know, when someone says shark movie, I think there's two things that come to mind. I think Jaws, because that's a classic, and I think Jaws, and I think Sharknado, because like in recent history, when you think shark movie, it's like that's kind of the thing that comes to mind, right? Um, so in the summer, the craziest thing is like at nighttime, you expect like a break from the heat, right? Like where things will cool down a little bit. But here, um, in the summer, you could have like 110, 115 during the day. At night, it'll still be like 95 to 100. So there, it's like you step outside, and even though there's no sun, it's like you're stepping out into a sauna, right? Because um, it'll also be humid, which is kind of the, crazy part about it. Hey, Shark Tale. You know what? Shark Tale, I was gonna say it's underrated, but I don't know if it's underrated because I think a lot of people know that it's a good movie. Shark Tale is actually a really good movie. Um, but you're watching Shark Bait. Sounds like Florida. I haven't spent much time in Florida. I think, have I ever been to Florida? I might have been to Florida like when I was really young, but I, in my adult memory and history, I don't think I've ever been to Florida. Let's see. So this is really weird. Like I'm on a different operating system, and the recommended browser that that came with this was Microsoft Edge. I don't know what you guys use, but like back home I use Google Chrome and Safari because I have a Mac, right? And I've just kind of been lazy, so I've been using this. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it that much. I don't know what browsers you guys use, but do you have any pets? We had a dog, um, and Shih Tzu. His name was Cujo. But unfortunately, we recently had to put him down. That must have been, I want to say 3 months ago, maybe 2.5, 3 months ago. I think it was right before I started this channel. So maybe 3 months ago. Because I think I haven't even hit, or I think I'm just hitting 3 months or about to hit 3 months of having the channel. So 3 months ago, we had to put him down. He was um 16 years old. And, just what happens with being 16 years old. Um, let's see. Is there like a dog year calculator? This? What do you think 16 years? I feel like I've looked this up. Dog years to human years. Small breed. Okay. What is this going to be? 80 years old. So, I mean, like, you know, 80 years old is pretty good life. But I had two dogs. Shih Tzu Lhasa. 19. Wow. 19's old. Um, yeah, the problem is like at that point it's like at that point it's almost like you just oh, I guess if I go off of it, it stops automatically going to the next song. At that point you're just gonna have like health issues, right? So with him, we started getting like he started getting infections in different places. So his like paw would get infected and then he would like gnaw at it, which would make it worse. Then his ears would get infected and then his eyes would get infected and like we would just keep chasing each thing and uh, it just kind of became this circle. Like one would get better, then the next would get bad again, and then you just keep going in this circle, which wasn't great. And then they were saying that they thought he had testicular cancer, I guess, uh, and he had a heart murmur. And they were just like, he's so old that if we if we did like the tests necessary to kind of go in and actually check what's going on, like it would probably kill him. So it was just like keep him comfortable. But it's in those situations it's like better that they're not suffering anymore, I guess. Like selfishly you kind of want to keep, you know, keep things going. Um you have a Mac. I hate Microsoft Edge. I only use it for work. I hate Microsoft Edge. To be honest, there's just like so much extra stuff that I find distracting on it. I really don't like it. I think Safari's okay. I just find that like Mac is like not always the most um Mac is not always the most compatible with everything. Like I feel like it's getting better, but okay, so I was gonna look up something here. Let's see what we got. Wait, how do I switch this to oh That's funny. It like automatically goes to Celsius because I'm searching from here. That's pretty warm too, I guess. Disgusting. I don't even know what you're talking about. Am I taking any song requests right now? Um, I would take note of any song requests right now. Um, my video output's gonna be a little bit obviously not great while I'm still here. Um, it might get better. So my mom lives in my mom lives in England. Um, and she booked a trip to come here at the same time as us. So she's here right now, but she goes back to England on Thursday. So in like a day. Um, so I will probably have more time after she goes back, but I don't know, it's hard to say. But yeah, you're welcome to give me any requests right now, and I will take note of those requests. I just can't guarantee when they would happen. Yeah, I can't guarantee when they would happen just because um, I am still here on vacation. So my time again. Um, I could potentially react to it while I'm here. I would just need like it's probably like another what 40, 45 minute um 40, 45 minute documentary. So I could potentially react to it while I'm here. B-Way, I know. I feel like there's a lot of artists that I either was reacting to or, get requests to react to. And I just haven't gotten around to doing some of them lately. It's tough. I don't know. YB, Rich the Kid, Lil Wayne, Body Bag. That sounds intriguing. Black Cloud by Young Boy. What was this one up here? Why Not Start by Gifted Hands. I don't think I've ever heard of Gifted Hands before. What kind of music is it? Yeah, yeah, whatever. I hate this whole like cookies thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it. How do you guys feel about like personalized ads and stuff? Like how do you guys feel about like mic access? So if you say stuff, your whatever is listening. And then like so if I start talking about, I don't know, Chipotle, then you go on to Instagram or whatever you're using and you see an ad for Chipotle. How do you guys feel about that? Through the Storm by YB? Is that a Young Boy song? When you look at the top voted requests, is it only the latest video or do you go back? Um, so The last time I went back only because a lot of the comments on the most recent video was loaded with just kind of comments about like being glad that I posted a video after a break. Um, so in that scenario, I went back, but typically I try to do the latest video, because when I'm back home, I could be posting like, I don't know, anywhere from 4 to 8 videos a day. So I try not to like go too far back just because it takes up a lot of time to dig through stuff. Um, so typically I try to do like the latest video, but you know, it depends. When I get back, I will have more time than I did have. So like recently it's like um a lot of stuff recently, like obviously with us selling our house and buying a new house and then moving into it. I just didn't have a whole lot of time, so my video output was low. And then within 2 weeks of moving into our house, we went on vacation. We are still on vacation, so we're still in Dubai right now. Um, and it's really hard to create content while I'm here. Um, so I don't know. I really hope like when I go back, I think my output's gonna go back up. Um, but yeah, yeah, I agree. Sometimes I get those like targeted. That's why like I have mixed feelings. Like sometimes I get those targeted ads because I've been talking about something, and I'm like, oh, this is convenient. Like I could use this. So like when we were talking about baby stuff, when we were talking about starting to feed our baby like actual food, we started getting ads for this thing. I think it's called a catchy or something, and it attaches to your high chair, and it's basically just like this big like catch thing. I don't know how else to describe it. Like imagine like an upside down umbrella, right? And it's just designed that like if your baby's dropping food or if there's like food just falling off the edge, that it catches it so it doesn't go onto your nice floors. It goes into this catchy thing. I was like, oh, this is convenient. Like this works out great. But yeah, then there's other times I'm talking to somebody, like I'm talking to a friend or a client or something about something obscure, and it shows up in a targeted ad, and I'm like, oh really? Like it was listening to me in that conversation. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel it's weird. Sometimes I feel like it's helpful. I agree. Like I feel the same way. It's raining in Florida. Is it always humid in Florida? Like always? Like I said, I don't, as far as my memory goes, I don't think I've ever been to Florida, but um, maybe my parents took me when I was young. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's again, it's one of those things. It's like I was talking to, I was at the gym and I was talking to like a couple of clients, like we were just hanging out after a class. Um, and I can't remember exactly what we were talking about, but like, I don't know. Imagine somebody just starts talking about like a car that they like or whatever. Or no, it was a watch. It was a watch. Yes. So we were talking about watches, and speaking of which, I don't know where my uh Whoop band went. I must have taken it off earlier. We're talking about watches, and like I don't normally talk about watches, but we're talking about watches. And we both get onto our phone and we're like scrolling through, and immediately, like I'm talking about, we're having the conversation right now. I open my phone and there's like ads for watches. It's just like it's so It can be so freaky sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you view it as a manifestation. Um, yeah, I feel like that can be like a dangerous road for me. It's like an ad pops up for something that I was like talking about, and I'll be like, ah, it's meant to be. I should buy this thing. Like, yeah. So I have a story for you guys actually. Let me I was searching this the other day. Um React to From the Bayou. It's a Young Boy Birdman collab. I've seen a lot of people talk about that album. When you say it's a Birdman collab, like does he actually do anything on it, or like does he actually like rap, or does he have like parts in it, or is it just like his cosign that it's like him and Young Boy? I don't know. Um it's tough, right? Because like oh right, so the story. So I'm gonna ask you guys if you've ever had experiences like this, but if there was ever a time that you fell for like a marketing scheme, right? So I this is a couple years back. I think this is during the pandemic, probably. I open up my Spotify and I get a notification, and it goes, um, you know, congrats, you're one of the top listeners in the world, of Tupac music. Uh, so you're getting a special deal or whatever. So I'm like, oh, top listeners in the world? Yeah, that's me. So I click it. So it takes me to this other page, and it's like, because you're one of the top listeners in the world, you get this special deal that's just for you. I think it was something like, I want to say it was like 15%. It was 15% off, um, Tupacalypse Now, uh, 30th anniversary. It was 30th or 25th anniversary? 30th. Tupacalypse Now, that's the first album. So if it was like 2020, 1990, I'm guessing it would have been the 30th anniversary. I'll have to go back and check. But it's like 30th anniversary drop of merch, and it was like 15% off. So I'm like scrolling through the website, and I find this sweatshirt, and it has this, it has like the album cover on the front, and it says Tupacalypse Now on the back. Um and 5 minutes later, $90. I don't think it was $90. I think it was like $70 or something like that. I don't know. So that's like, yeah, see? Mike got hit with the same deal. I get it all the time. Like I open it, and then it'll be like, "Oh, you're one of the top, I don't know, Ed Sheeran listeners. Like you'll have early access to buy concert tickets." And every time I click on it, and I'm standing there like with stuff in my shopping cart ready to buy. I don't know. Do you guys have any stories of times that you've fallen for marketing stuff? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, so I think it's let's see if I can find it on here. I'm sure there's other anniversary albums that um they did merch drops for since, or album anniversaries, I guess would be the right way to say it. I get around cookies. Let's decline, decline, decline. I have thought about making YouTube shorts, reacting to short videos, or performances, or clips of performances, right? But yeah, I think it's one of those things that, I mean, maybe I could try to do it while I'm here. I don't know. I've seen other reaction channels do like short form reaction content. So it's interesting to me because I feel like you could create a lot more of it, I guess, because it's so much shorter. But like I'd kind of have to see what other channels are reacting to kind of figure out what is good content for short form. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'd totally be down for it if there's recommendations of things that you like watching in short form. I'd be down to do some stuff. When's the next YB reaction album reaction? So actually, I have to finish still the first album that I've been reacting to, which is Sincerely Control. Um, to be honest, like I just need some time. I think I could do it while I'm on this trip, but in order to do like even half album reaction, I think Sincerely Control had like 23 tracks on it, if I remember correctly. Um, I would need like 45 minutes. I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. So I'll try to do it while I'm here. Otherwise, it would be when I get back home. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta finish the second half of the album reaction because like it's been obviously 2 weeks now since I dropped the first part, so um, you know. But to your point about online shopping and then looking at the cart, um, the thing is like I'm not a big shopper. My wife is a big shopper. It's okay. She's not gonna watch this, so um, it's fine. But I mean, not that there's anything wrong with me saying that. Like, I think she would agree that she's a big shopper. Um, but for me, it's so trippy. Like, I started using um, Amazon more, obviously, in like the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years or whatever, and it always trips me out how easy it is today to spend money. And I know this is gonna sound like a really old person thing to say, but like back in the day, like if you wanted to go buy something, there's like a whole process that happens, right? Like you get dressed, you grab your stuff, you get in the car, you drive to a shop, you walk through the shop, you're physically seeing and touching things. Um, and then you go to the checkout and you have to take out your money, whether it's cash or your card, and pay for it. So there's like all of these steps that happen to, like, physical steps that happen to buy something. But now it's like I could go click on this shirt right here, this long sleeve shirt, and within a couple clicks, like I could buy it, right? At least, but to be honest, like on these websites, it's a little bit longer. But like if I went to Amazon, for example, it's like it's so much faster to just get on and buy things. Like, oh yeah, it doesn't have my sign in here. But like within seconds, and especially on Amazon because they have the if you're logged into your account, they have the buy now feature where you don't even have to like confirm anything. It's like you click that button and it's purchased. That's it. I don't know. It's wild. Have I ever played Warface? No, I haven't even heard of Warface. I don't know what that is. Let's check it out. What is Warface? Can I react to a young boy freeze? I probably could. Yeah, I probably could. If other people want to see that too, I'd be happy to download it. So let's see what we got here. It is a first person shooter. Short video recommendation could be reacting to Nicki performing Flawless remix acapella. Acapella. Interesting. At iHeartRadio concert, it's like 50 seconds. I'd give that a try. I'd give that a try. That could be my first short form video. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if there's images here. See what this looks like. Warface. No, I definitely have not played or seen this game. I'm drinking this giant cup of coffee, you know, 4 a.m. things. 4 a.m. vibes. Yeah, I definitely have not seen or played this game. I don't know, to be honest, like I haven't played many games where you follow storylines and stuff anymore. Like um I feel like the last time I played like an actual campaign on a video game would have been like maybe no, actually recently I tried to play like a storyline, but it was um like a free world type of thing, right? So you move through this space freely, following like a storyline loosely or whatever. I don't know. Um, do you follow sports or have a certain team that you support? Oh man, guys, this is a sore topic. This is a sore topic. Um, Unfortunately, and I only say unfortunately because of our current state. Um, Unfortunately, my team, the Lakers, um, see one thing, guys, one thing about me, like I'll like players and stuff, like different players, but if I have a team, I don't hop around. So that's my team. So since I want to say early 2000, because I came to like North American sports late, like I grew up overseas, right? So my first exposure to basketball was, believe it or not, Space Jam. Before watching the movie Space Jam as a kid, I'd never seen or heard of basketball. Like imagine, like at that time I was living in yeah, I know. Okay, all right, yeah, get it over with. Um, Laughing. Listen, it's hard being a Laker fan right now, but like I said, I don't hop around. So I'm a Laker fan for life, and things are rough right now. Maybe someday things will get better, but it is what it is. But yeah, like I grew up in Pakistan when I was at least for like my first, I think it was like my first 7 or 8 years. Uh, we lived in Pakistan, so basketball was not a main sport there. I don't think it was even like a top three sport there. So my first exposure to basketball was Space Jam which meant that my first favorite player was Michael Jordan. When I actually moved to North America, so closer to like we moved to America like I think 2000, I think it was 2000 or no, it must have been 2000. Um, because I feel like 9/11 was 2001. That happened a year after we moved. Um, so early 2000s is when I jumped onto actually watching basketball. And since then, I've been a Lakers fan. Um, I've always been a Lakers fan since I watched basketball, and I will continue to be a Lakers fan until I stop watching basketball. But yeah. Oh, Duke, I feel you, man. Like, it's hard. It's hard. What are okay? So I said my team, Lakers. We're talking about basketball. Playoffs are coming. What are your guys' favorite team? Like, I wanna hear from you guys. Who do you guys support? Um, I'll wait for those comments to come in. But listen, you know, it's tough. Like, it's tough. If you're like a true fan of your team, um, you know, to see your team go from like golden era to like this, it's a hard time, man. It's a hard time. What up? What up? What up? Oh, we got a Phoenix fan. We got a Phoenix fan in the house. We got a Warriors fan. Is that Tony? If that's my friend Tony, I see Anthony. I think it's Tony. Tony, all I'm gonna say about you being a Warriors fan is I hope you continue to be a Warriors fan. Better not hop around bandwagon. VHS VCR. Listen, feel like I was using a VCR still when oh, not Tony. Okay. I thought it was my friend Tony, but it might not. I guess it's somebody else. Unless it's him and he's messing with me because he's a Warriors fan. But me and my friends make fun of him. He's in our friends group, obviously. But we make fun of him because he feel like it is him, and I'm okay with telling this story if it is him. But we make fun of him for hopping on the Warriors, like we call him bandwagon. But um, he's he's rode with them through some of the challenges recently, so I guess we could say he's an actual fan. Um, Jordan, what's up, man? Wow, I really appreciate that. Hey, man, you did that last time too. Honestly, thank you so much for the support. I truly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I said last time, like, you guys honestly don't have to give me your money, but when you do, I truly appreciate it. It means a lot. So thank you for that. Um, oh, we got Bulls, we got Warriors, we got Suns, we got Bulls. Suns are trash, but still my team. Yep, yep, yep. The Warriors dynasty is coming to an end. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. They had a really, really strong run recently, right? So it's tough. But it happens to all teams. Like your team's not going to be on top forever, right? Like the game changes, the competition changes. Like it's not going to be the same. It's all about like the game evolves and adapts, right? So when the Splash Brother era happened, it's the that changed the way teams played. Like you could play a five that was small, right? So you could have like a small five players out there and it wouldn't matter, which is completely different from like, so when were they big? I would say um 2013, 2012 onwards, 2013 onwards is really when they started kind of, showing what they were capable of. But you go 10 years back from that, and basketball was a big man's game, right? Like each team had to have like a big dominant player. So it changed everything. Like the fact that you had to guard people 30 feet out, 40 feet out, it it changes things. Like you can't play the same way. Um, but once that's happened, it takes some time, but the game adapts, right? So other teams now are going to train that way to play against that. And once you fast forward 5, 6 years of that happening, the game has evolved enough to where other players and other teams are also capable of doing that, but they're also capable of defending that a little bit better, right? Because it's just how it goes. Like it's not gonna be, unique forever. But you know, every good thing comes to an end. I wonder what the next like dominant dynasty or phase of, you know, two or three top teams is going to be. I'm curious because, you know, like in terms of players, I would say I enjoy watching Luca from Dallas. I'm sure there's going to be some Dallas haters, but team aside, I think Luca's a fun player to watch because he just, um, I don't know, he's just so capable, right? How's Dubai? Dubai is great. Like we're really enjoying the warm weather here, to be honest, because Canada was still quite cold when we left. But you know, all right, I'm gonna do this. I probably shouldn't. This is gonna be terrible. Wait, how do I go to regular search? This is why I hate this thing. Here? There we go. Like, good lord. I mean, look at these records. Like, we got 43 and 39. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm telling you guys, I look at this and it hurts. But the wild thing is, no, it's not that wild. Like to be fifth place, your record is gonna be almost even. It's just how it goes. And then top three are gonna have a very should typically have a very very positive. Oh my God. No, man. Some of the worst times, um some of the worst times as a Laker, worst and best times was probably like playoff wise and team record wise, I would say is probably like 2000 and I want to say like 2005, 2006. But it was also some of the best times because that's when Kobe like really became Kobe. Uh, so it's tough. Like as a team, we were suffering, but as a Kobe fan, as a fan of like just skill and ability, like it was prime time, man. Kobe 2005, 2006 was unstoppable. Unstoppable. 2004 might have been one of the worst years for the Lakers as well. But obviously recent history, it's not been great. And to be honest, like I feel like I'm a realist when it comes to my team. So like when the whole like we were getting LeBron um thing happened and then we were getting AD, to be honest with you, I was like I was not the most excited. I just felt like realistically at the point in which like LeBron was at in his career, um I just felt like he was looking for a team that could see him out for the end of his career. And I'm not saying he's not great. Like, I'm not saying that at all. Like, he's still really good, but it's just like, I don't know, man. The worst thing was when we got the trade for Westbrook, and I remember my friends texting me, and they're like, "Oh, like Z, y'all are getting Westbrook and blah blah blah," and I was like, man, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. Like, I think Westbrook gets a lot of hate. I think a little too much hate, but at the same time, like, I think he's shown through the history of playing that he's not a player that you're going to build a team around. Like, it's just not going to happen, right? Like, I had the criticism when he was in Oklahoma. How do you um have that team, Westbrook, Harden, KD, Ibaka, like that team was stacked. But how do you not do more as that team? And to be honest, I think it's because if you're not, so like I think you look at Miami, and you had three great players. You had other role players that were good as well, but you had three great players that came together. And I know people might feel like saying Chris Bosh is great is a strong statement, but you got to think like Chris Bosh coming out of Toronto, like he was the guy in Toronto, right? Like he was it. So you have three great players coming together. You got LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, and you had to have like in that scenario, you got big egos, you got big ability. If you don't have somebody who's humble enough to, you know, take the back seat and understand that on this team, they're not going to be the main guy, it's very hard. So, like, I think to me, like, Chris Bosh understanding that coming from Toronto, him being the main guy and him being it, he's not going to be that anymore. Him kind of going into, a different role. And then even more so, Dwayne Wade, it's his city, it's his team, but he took that back seat to kind of be like, okay, well, like LeBron's going to be the main show. And I think that's what worked for them. Like that's why they were successful, right? But you got to be unselfish. And I think that's the thing that Westbrook lacks, to be honest, for me. Like I just don't think he has that ability to not try to be the main guy. Like I don't see him as like a true point guard, right? Um, wasn't there just an incident with the Wolves? There was a fight on the bench because I see. Uh, was it Rudy Gobert? You guys tell me if I'm thinking of the right thing or if I'm thinking of something else. Man, Yao Ming. I feel like yeah, I literally just saw that video the other day or yesterday, today. Gobert punched him or something. Um I feel like Yao Ming I think doesn't get the respect that he deserves. Anyone who is watching basketball in like from like 2000 to 2010 um knows Yao Ming was a problem. Like he just doesn't get, I don't know, man. I just feel like he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. Like this is wild, right? Like this is his career stats. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 52%. T-Mac, man. T-Mac. I feel like Tracy McGrady was like something special. What's the Okay, so when someone says Tracy McGrady to me, there's one moment that comes to mind. And I feel like it's going to be the same moment that comes to mind for all of us when you hear Tracy McGrady, if you know Tracy McGrady. I'm going to wait a second to see someone mention it in the comments because I think it's the same moment that everybody thinks of. And I bet you if I. Yeah, that's the one, Duke. That's the one. I think it was 13 points in like 30 seconds or 35 seconds, something like that. There it is. 13 points, 35 seconds. Man, can you imagine leaving that game because you thought it was over? Can you imagine being a Rockets fan and leaving that game thinking it was over? And you hear on the radio or whatever. It would have been the radio back then. Like you're driving home and whatever, and you would hear it. But man, that was if you guys haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you check it out. It is I think one of the greatest moments in sports. That 35-second performance was just wild. We need some Fredo Bang and more UK reactions. That's an interesting mix of asking for songs, Fredo Bang and UK reactions. Interesting. Um, Shows some diverse taste in music. Yeah, I think I saw Fredo Bang drop some new stuff recently, I think. Oh man, the Kobe Ron Artest rivalry uh, was pretty fun. Was pretty fun to watch, to be honest. See, some of these guys like okay, this looks kind of funny. I want to see what this is. Like, how do you find out? All right, here it is. It still baffles me and makes me laugh how we found out we were cousins. Um, so it says here, I remember my phone ringing. It was my grandma. I'm like, the hell is the hell is she calling calling me for? Grandma, you good? What's going on? And on the other line, I hear, "What's up, cuz? What's up?" And I'm like, "Bruh, who is this?" He said, "This Matt, cuz. We family, cuz." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro? This doesn't make sense." Um, you don't even understand how excited I was when I heard this, man. McGrady added to the story because I'm telling you, this is post being on Team Florida, watching you. I told you it was the inspiration that I'm playing pickup ball with y'all. I go home and I run into your grandmother. I was like, hold up, bro. We cousins? I was like, oh my gosh, man, I cannot believe this. That's pretty funny. That's funny that like you didn't know that you were cousins. So like I knew they were cousins. I think anyone who is fans of them knows that they were cousins, but I didn't know that they didn't know they were cousins. That's pretty funny. I feel like Fredo Bang. I feel like Fredo Bang recently had a song that dropped. Let's see. Yeah, I was watching some clickbait stuff, I think. Let's see. Why do I feel like he just dropped something? All right, Gene. I'll catch you later, bud. All right, so it looks like we got a new song there 3 days ago. Yo Slime. Maybe we'll check that out. I don't know. I don't know. I think there are a whole bunch of probably Fredo Bang requests on the channel, so I can check what else people. Oh, there's another one right there. 10 days ago. Maybe he's got an album coming out. He's got one with Lil Durk. That's the whole the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Oh, so he reposted it? Yo Slime is a couple years old. I guess it's a repost. I think artists do that sometimes. They repost like older songs. Look on. I just met a cousin who lives 5 minutes away from me and I never knew he existed for 20 years. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. But I feel like that happens. I feel like that happens. What up, King JT? How's it going? Um, I do need to react to more no cap. You know what? There's a few artists that I feel like I haven't done in a bit, so I got to do some no cap. I got to do B-Way. I got to do Fredo Bang. I think I've only done one Fredo Bang song on the channel. I seriously think I've only done one Fredo Bang song. Um, there's somebody else who I haven't done in a while. Yeah, Sincerely Control Part 2. I was just talking about it earlier on the live. Uh, I'm gonna see if I can get some time, if I can get time on this trip, because I'll need like probably 45 minutes to an hour of free time to record that. So if I feel like I can get that time on this trip, I'm gonna try to record it while I'm here. Otherwise, it might just have to be when I get back home. I'm not sure, but I am gonna try. I am gonna try. Um, yeah, I was trying to say B-Way, No Cap, Fredo Bang. I gotta do another Beyonce reaction to What You Saying by YB. It's a TBG disc. I feel like there's a lot of songs from that era that I haven't done, like the TBG diss or beef era that I haven't done. Um, and I feel like doing some back and forths would probably be good. No, I didn't get blocked. It's because I recorded the first part like right before I left for my trip. So you know, I thought, I don't know. I'm trying to do more here. My family's great. Like they're encouraging me to do more, but it's tough, right? Because um like obviously I know that the reason I'm here, valuable souls, valuable souls. Why does that sound so familiar from No Cap? Valuable souls. Let me see something. Hmm. I think it's probably familiar because other people have said or asked for that as well. Okay, so you know what's crazy? Um, because Duke, you're saying you found my since you found my channel, it's grown 3,000 subs. Okay, so you know what's crazy is like my channel has grown really fast, right? But here's the thing, like as much as so I'm showing you guys my summary page. This is the behind the scenes look at at YouTube from the creator side. Um the crazy thing is that even though I know I'm doing really well, this is one of those things that I was trying to tell myself to be careful of because I'll be honest with you guys, like this shit is addictive. Like looking at this page and looking at this analytics stuff, like it's great on one side of things because you can really see like detailed view of like how your channel is doing, but at the same time, um, it can be really, I don't know what the right word would be. Like, I think it can be really toxic and destructive is maybe the right word or the best word. Like, for example, I know I'm on vacation, right? Um, I know that I'm on vacation, and I know because I'm on vacation that things were gonna dip down. But, I look at this and I see, oh, like, I'm averaging close to 10,000, like I had 15,000 views in one day, and then, I go on my trip. So March 30th is when we left. So now you see we left for vacation, and here goes the drop, right? 3,000, 2,800, 2,800, and this here, this section right here on the right, um which you can't really see very well, but maybe if I scroll down, yeah, you see that little graph right here on this side. So this shows you um your your live view count in the last 48 hours. When I left, or right before I left for vacation, I was averaging 25,000 views every 48 hours. So now we're at 6,400. And like, I know to tell myself that, well, like, you're on vacation. You're not always going to be on vacation. Like, this is just, sorry, that's really loud. Apologize. Let's pull this back all the way here. There we go. Um, like, not to get obsessed about it. It'll, once I'm back home and I'm putting out content more regularly, it's going to go back to normal. Um, One of the other things that was crazy. I wonder if I can open a second tab so that music keeps playing. Um, but one of the other things that was crazy is like since I started, I've had a really great growth in terms of subscribers, like you said. But um, I checked. So for the first time, I opened my um, it's true. I agree, Mir. I hope I'm saying your name right, or I'll just call you B if you want. Um, it's true. Like, and that's one of those things where it's like this is where like social media and platforms like this can be dangerous, right? Like you see it all the time. You see people get caught up and obsessed, and it can really damage your mentality, right? Um and I think it's really important to like keep reminding yourself. So for me, I keep reminding myself that this is not everything. Like the numbers on that page don't define me. Um and it's hard because validation is great, like the support is great. So when I log on, so if I go to sleep and I wake up the next morning and in my sleep I've gained, I don't know, 20 subscribers, which at like my peak when I was posting a lot of videos, I was averaging like 40 to 50 new subscribers a day, right? So 40 to 50 new subscribers a day is huge. Like when I look up other new channels, I know that that growth is faster than most new channels, and I'm truly grateful for it. The hard part is when I wake up and there's no change. So like, or even even worse, like I had a moment today. So I had checked like in the morning when I woke up yesterday, and I think I was at 4,365. And I check this evening before I went to bed, like last evening, and I was at 4,364. So I went down one subscriber. Since I started my channel, I have never ever seen that where my subscriber count went down. Um, and I know it happens. I know there's plus and minus. Like I know that not everyone who subscribed to me at any point in time is still subscribed to me. Like some people have left, new people have come, but I've never seen a negative, right? So that was my first time ever seeing my subscriber count go down. Um, and it was hard. It was hard seeing that and be like, and try to tell myself that like, oh, like, yeah, that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's weird because mentally it has a strong effect on you. You're like, oh man, like why, you know, why did that person leave? It's like in the grand scheme of things, it's like one person out of 4,365 people. It shouldn't matter, but it's hard. You just tell yourself that like you have to keep telling yourself that it doesn't matter. If you get obsessed in it, it's gonna make you behave differently and act differently. And I don't wanna act differently than who I am, right? So I'm trying really hard not to get caught up in it. That's true. April 21st. Wow, that's like right around the corner. What is it right now? It's the 12th, so that's 9 days from now. It's like a week. Wow. Got to get ready for that. I'll make sure I create some time. I wonder if I can. I wonder if I can get that control, sincerely control part two out before that as well. That would probably be ideal. I thought maybe Nicki Minaj is dropping a new album too, but I'm not sure if that's actually happening or not. 33 songs? Oh my God. Come on, man. That's not an album. That's like two and a half albums. Oh man. All right. I'm gonna ask you guys, how do you feel about long albums? Like to me, a long album is anything more than I want to say anything that has more than 15 songs to me is a long album. Uh, what do you guys think? I'm curious. I'm curious what you guys think. Yo, 33 is wild. 33 is honestly a wild number. Like, this is not this is not what I thought I was searching. Yo, 100 songs is crazy. Listen, I don't know, man. Like, so okay, let me see. Um, does this show the full track list? I don't know. Okay, yeah. So this is probably one of the longer albums that I listen to. Uh, as you guys know, Lupe is my favorite rapper of all time. He dropped this Drogas Wave 2018. Um, this album has 24 songs, and I could listen to it all the way through, but it's a long album. Like some of these songs are 5 minutes long, or you know, the thing about YB is like his songs are always like, you know, in the 2 to 4 minute range. Like it's very rare that he has songs that are longer than 2 to 4 minutes. So I guess it's okay that like, you know, he's in the I guess 30 track. Yeah, I feel like we all make exceptions for our favorite artists, right? Like I agree. If it's a concept album, I find it a lot easier to listen to a long project. So one of the projects, this might be controversial, but one of the projects that was really hard for me to listen to was uh, Donda. And I know like this is a tough topic because it's either people really liked it or they didn't. And for me, it's like I was such a big Kanye fan once upon a time that I felt that I owed it to him to check out the album, even though in recent history, like I haven't been a big Kanye fan, if that makes sense. So I listened to the album front to back. So I played it from the beginning, listened to it all the way through. Um, I was not a huge fan. Like there was pockets of the album that I liked, but I felt like it was long. Do I like Kick Push by Lupe? Um, the interesting thing about Kick Push is when I first heard it back in 2007, I think, or 2006, 2007, I wasn't a big fan. Back then, I was really into probably back then my favorite artist was Lil Wayne, and so like I liked music like Lil Wayne was making. So when I heard Kick Push back then, I wasn't a big fan. But now I like it. I like Kick Push and I like Kick push I think gets a bad rap from people. Like I think people hate on it because they're like, "Oh, it's a song about skateboarding." But if you listen to Kick Push and then you listen to immediately after Kick Push Part 2, um you realize Kick Push is not just about skating. Kick Push is about like the innocence and freedom of being young, and then Kick Push Part 2 shows the harsh reality of losing that innocence, um, and freedom. And I think that when I got older and I listened to it, I was able to appreciate it a lot more, for kind of like the intelligence and the thought process that he put into that song. And that's the thing about Lupe, like he does a lot of stuff like that. Like he like his songs are not just surface level, right? Like there's always something more, which is something that I enjoy, right? Like that there's more to it. But I feel like he gets like I think people hear Lupe, and if they know any Lupe songs, like Kick Push always gets brought up. And it's like, oh yeah, Lupe did Kick Push. It's like, yeah, but he did a lot of other stuff too. you know. I guess the other big one from Lupe that gets brought up is Superstar, because that was probably his biggest. I would guess that was probably his most commercially successful hit. Superstar, or in the later part of his career, maybe Battle Scars. I don't know. Lupe's a genius though, honestly. Like if you haven't listened to much Lupe, if you're looking for a new artist while you're waiting for your artist to drop something, um honestly, he's the best. Show goes on. Yeah, show that I was listening to that yesterday, I think. Pretty sure. Um it was yesterday. If you know more of, so like obviously I'm a big fan, so I know his like album, like, uh like actual album drops, but then his mixtapes too. So if you guys don't know about Lupe, when he was signed to Atlantic, he had a lot of issues getting music out. And what was happening is like he would create these albums, and the record label was basically telling him, you know, it's not mainstream enough, it's not catchy enough. You gotta like, you gotta make music that's more radio playable, or you gotta not talk about controversial topics or whatever. And they would block his albums from coming out. So there was times as a Lupe fan where you would know because he would make it known that his album was ready to come out. So we're waiting for a drop, right? So like it's April now, so let's say like April the album's supposed to drop. It doesn't drop, right? And you're waiting, and then he would drop mixtapes while the albums were locked up, so that we would still get music for free while we're waiting for whatever dispute between him and Atlantic to get sorted out to drop the album. Um, so it's tough, but like some of his mixtape stuff is crazy. Highly recommend checking out some of the stuff that he's done. Actually, there's a really funny one. Um, you guys know Panda by Designer? Lupe did a version of Panda, and he's actually he's rapping about Panda Express. Um, so yeah, like you should look that up. You should look that up. It's pretty funny. I wonder if it's on YouTube. I'm not gonna play it because I'll probably get hit with the copyright for the instrumental. But let me see. See, first songs that come up: Superstar, Show Goes On, Kick Push, Daydreaming. Daydreaming is a really good song. If you haven't heard it, that's a good one. What else? Words I Never Said, Mural. Can't believe Mural is actually that far down, but I guess it's more for like Lupe fans that would know Mural. I wonder if it's on here. There it is. Lupe Fiasco Express. That's funny. Yeah, you guys should listen to that. It's honestly really funny. I wonder if I can look up the lyrics. Man, Daydreaming is really good. Um, Daydreaming is really good. It's the entire song is um analogous. So like he's like describing parts of a robot. Um, but he's describing like street life, and he's creating this like analogy of the two, and it's honestly such a good song. Words I Never Said is awesome too. That album, Lasers, Words I Never Said is from Lasers. That album got a lot of heat from Lupe fans because they said it was like super mainstream. But he said himself, it's like, how long can he keep fighting against his label to not drop, certain songs or certain types of songs, and then he drops Lasers. It gets put out a little more easy than like his other albums because it's not so, you know. Although I believe Words I Never Said, they made him change it because they said it was too politically charged and like controversial. So he actually had to change that song. But yeah, this is this is his version of Panda. The lyrics: chili sauce on the panda, chow mein be redder than Santa. Teriyaki panda, bigger plate panda. Um, honestly, you got to look it up. Lupe Fiasco Panda remix. I think it's so much fun. Like it's so funny that he did this. He's born in 82. So that makes him 40. Yeah, Lupe's done that a few times. Um where like his entire song is has double meaning. Uh Another crazy song from Lupe to look up if you haven't heard it would be Dumb It Down. And if you know like the backstory, which I just said, like of him having fights with his label to put his music out because they said that like it was too complicated or it was too like he was talking about topics that they didn't want him to talk about. Um, so he put out this song called Dumb It Down on one of his albums, and it was basically him, you know, answering back to his label. And the song's called Dumb It Down, but it's one of his more like complex double entendre heavy songs. So it really was not dumbing it down at all. But I highly recommend that. And then from the mixtape side, if you haven't heard Switch, um, it's on a classic beat, and he does this thing where he's showing two sides. So he's showing like the street gang side, and then he's showing like the mature like elevated out of that situation side. And what he does is every time he says switch, his personality switches. So he is either rapping from like the street gang life aspect, but then he'll say switch, and then he'll rap from maturing out of that situation, talking differently, and then he'll say switch, and he'll switch back. I think that song was really cool. It's off his mixtapes, so you got to check that out too. I wonder, so if I look this up, I feel like his view count is really low. I wonder what his subscriber count is. Jeez. He's got 750,000 subscribers. That's terrible. Like, it's not terrible, but like as an artist, it's terrible. It's not very high. I think YoungBoy has like 12 million or 13 million or something. Yeah, but let's see. We got 144 million. Show goes on. Words I Never Said, 18 million. Hip Hop Saved My Life, that's a classic. I didn't know he dropped a music video for Precious Things. Interesting. Oh, thanks, Top Slime. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the support. I'm definitely gonna do the album when it drops, but I just found out that it's 33 songs long, so it might be a three-part album reaction. All right, Duke. Thanks for hanging out, stopping by. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good night. See this song, Precious Things. This came from his latest album, Drill Music in Zion. And hold on, I'm trying to see the letters and numbers on the screen. Because as I said that, like you see the letters and numbers there. DMIZ, that's Drill Music in Zion. LF, Lupe Fiasco. So Precious Things. This song is crazy. This song is about his hands. And I know this is gonna sound dumb to start with that he did a song about his hands. So he's talking about his hands and he's calling them his precious things, right? And the concept is that um, he um, he's writing this song from two perspectives. So the perspective of him talking to his hands and his hands talking back to him. And what he's doing is that he's trying to show in the beginning that he used his hands to become what he became, to become famous, to become one of the best rappers, in hip hop or whatever. And it's because in the beginning, when he started his career, like a lot of rappers uh, do all the time, he wrote his lyrics down, right? So he used his hands to write his lyrics. Um, so they were like his tool or his weapon to become who he became. And if you're a Lupe fan, it's known that there was a transition in his career where he went from writing down his lyrics to not writing anymore, to like the beat would play, he would think, he would rap what he was thinking, then he would let the beat play a little more, then he would rap a little bit more of what he was thinking. Um, and that's what it had changed to. So the song is about his hands feeling like he used them to become famous, and then he betrayed them and like, tossed them aside once he was famous and kind of just like forgot about them. So it's pretty crazy. Like I think it's one of his coolest songs, like in terms of concept. What's up, Ghost? How's it going? Yeah, so I think Precious Things, like off of Drill Music and Zion, it might have been one of my favorite, if not my favorite songs on the album. just because it's so like, I don't know, it's so clever. Um, but he does a lot of like obscure stuff like this that, I think like if you're a Lupe fan, you love it. If you're like general public, I don't know. I don't know if people are gonna get it or like it. So, you um, hip hop saved my life. I'm surprised it has such a low view count, 680,000. Hurt Me Soul, 520,000. I guess there's just not that many of us Lupe fans out there. That's okay. I don't mind. It makes me feel unique. See, this is a new drop from him, and I haven't checked it out. Pumpkin Seeds. I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out. 13 years ago, Atlantic Records. I know they would drop that. I know they would block that if I watched it. Any videos dropping. Yeah, I'm going to probably record some videos later today. It is 5 a.m. here, which means it's 9 p.m. Eastern time back home. Yeah, I think that would mean 9 p.m. Um, so later today, I'm gonna go to sleep after this to like get a little bit more rest. But later today, I'll record some videos. I have a few lined up that I'm gonna do. So I got some videos dropping. It'll probably come tomorrow for you guys. But yeah, I got some stuff coming. Click. Would love for you to check out Northside Benji, artist from Toronto. Bro, it's an 8 hour time difference. Like, to be honest, um, I feel like because we were here with my son, I mean, we are here with my son, not were, he's still here. Because we are here with my son, and you're so busy with like all the stuff to take care of a baby that I didn't notice how tired or jet lagged I was. But think about that, like an 8 hour time difference, right? Like it's so, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. Um, yeah, I'm familiar with Future, A Boogie, and Lil Durk. You know what? I feel like Northside Benji, maybe it was you, or maybe a few other people as well. I feel like Northside Benji has been requested quite a bit on the channel, so I think it's probably about time that I check him out. Oh, he's got a fire in the booth. Ooh, interesting. Maybe I should check out his fire in the booth. Have you seen his fire in the booth? Yeah. Where in Italy are you going? Man, I've never been to Italy. It is on my list of places to visit. Ghost, I highly recommend to everybody if you can afford it and it's doable to visit Dubai at least once. I think it's one of the best places to visit because you're gonna see things here that you're not gonna see in many other places. Um, but I think living here might not be for everybody. I don't know. Are you reacting to Your Love by Nicki Minaj? Is that a new song by Nicki, or is that off of right now from Nicki? I'm reacting to Pink Friday track list. Um, I'm also reacting to like some features and stuff. Okay, I'll do Northside Benji Fire in the Booth as my first reaction. I guess I should start with part one, or is like this show's part two? I guess part two is really popular. 15 million views. That's a lot. That's a lot of views for a Fire in the Booth. You're going to Venice, Florence, and Rome. Wow, that's really cool. That is really cool. Um, part two is better. I guess I could start with part two and then take it from there. Yo, I binge watched all of your reactions from YB and I got a couple suggestions. Twilight, Helen Back, Where the Love At. Thank you. Thank you for binge watching my videos. I appreciate it. That's a great compliment for you to spend your time watching them. Time is precious. Your Love is on Pink Friday. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I will be reacting to Your Love. I don't think it's next on my reaction list because I am going in order on the track list. I think the next one is Dear Old Nikki, if that's the name that I'm remembering properly. Yeah, I feel like Helen Back has been requested a lot on the YB side of things, so um, I think that's definitely, let's see. 19 million 6 years ago. 6 years ago, so this is from like the early part of his career, like early albums, 38 Baby, I guess. Um, Dubai is really cool, man. Dubai is like this interesting place because it's got an interesting mix of um like Western culture and still like the Middle Eastern Arab culture. Um like you could go to the beach and you would see women in like bikinis and stuff. It's like I think a lot of times people think like Arab country and like it has to be like super proper and all that. But my wife, for example, she wears like short shorts, not super short shorts, but like short shorts when we go out to the mall and stuff. Um, so it's not that, but there is still that as well, right? So it's like this cool mix, like a place where like a melting pot, like where you get such a wide range and mix of stuff here. Um, I like it a lot. To be honest, don't tell people. I'm telling you guys. Um, we're kind of thinking about moving here, to be honest. Like not immediately, because we just bought a house in Canada. But maybe in like the next few years, we might consider moving down here to be closer to my family. My family's lived here since the 60s, so all of them are here, like my uncles, aunts, cousins, they all live here. So yeah, we're thinking about it. We're thinking about it. Was I born in Canada? I was not born in Canada. Um, you guys want to know some history from me? I was born in London, England. We were there for, I want to say either a year and a half or 2 years. Then we moved to Pakistan. We lived in Pakistan for, I want to say 7 years. So basically from when I was like 2 till I was 9. Then we moved to a city called Sharjah. Sharjah is a city that's right next to Dubai. So it's actually in UAE. Dubai is the city, right? So the country is called United Arab Emirates, UAE. So we lived here for 2 years, I believe. And then, or maybe, yeah, 2 years, I think. And then we moved to Montreal. Montreal. Um, we lived there for 6 months, 6 or 7 months. Then from Montreal, we moved to Mississauga. It's a city just outside of Toronto, for those of you that are not familiar with Canada. We lived there for 4 years almost. From there, we moved to Texas. I lived in Texas. That was the longest I lived anywhere. I lived there for 8 years. Um, Then I moved to Vancouver. I lived in Vancouver for 1 year. Then I moved back to Texas for a year. Then I moved here to Dubai for 3.5 years. 3.5 years? 3 years, 3.5 years, something like that. Maybe it was 3 years exactly, I think. It might have been 3 years exactly. Um, and then I moved back to Canada 6 years ago. God, I'm old, guys. Don't do the math on that. But yeah, I think I've been in Canada 6 years now on my recent stint. So I moved just outside of Toronto, and then I lived in Toronto with my wife, and then we sold our house and we just bought a house in London, Ontario. So yeah, I have never been on a cruise. Um, I'm very intrigued by the idea of a cruise, but I also find the ocean a little bit scary. So, um, but I think I everyone I talk to who's been on a cruise speaks very highly of going on a cruise. So I feel like I would enjoy it. Um, I think I would like to do it, like maybe a Mediterranean cruise, and then I can check out some of those places in Europe that I haven't had a chance to check out. Um, yeah, Click. Honestly, like I'm very grateful for having moved so much because I got to experience so many different cultures and ways of like doing things. I think it gives me a more realistic or it gives me a more realistic view of the world, but it also gives me perspective, right? Like I have friends so when I lived in Texas, that was probably one of the first times I met people that had never um even left their state, right? So I knew people like some of my best friends in Texas that had never left Texas their entire life, right? They could have been 20, 21 years old at that time. Um and it's crazy because you live inside this bubble and like not everybody has the opportunity. So I'm not saying anything bad about it, but you get you get I don't know, you just don't get to see what the world is like. The world is a big place and there's so many different ways that people do things and that people live. And if you don't get to experience that, you're like trapped in like this singular view of life. So that's one thing I tell people, like if you can afford it and it makes sense for like whatever's going on in your life, try to travel. Like you got to expose yourself to other cultures and other people and you're like honestly you grow so much because there's a lot of cool stuff out there, to be honest. Um why was I on the move so much? So we were on the move. So a lot of people automatically ask me or think that my dad was in the military or something, but that is not the case. We moved a lot because just start. I wonder if I can do this. Oh, I'm making you guys wait for it. I'm like, we moved a lot because I don't know what this stuff's gonna sound like. We moved a lot because my dad, um, so my dad's family had a family business. Because we're from Pakistan, the business was based out of Pakistan. And what my dad's family did is they had a textile company. So textile is basically clothing, right? And they had a factory in Pakistan where they would make clothing. So they had deals with different companies. Actually, it was kind of cool. My dad had a deal with Rockaware for a while. So they were making some Rockaware products like polos and stuff. So I used to get some of that stuff for free. The only thing is like because it was free, like they had to like cut the tag or something on the inside because it was like my dad's samples. right? Because you can't legally just take stuff that you're making for somebody else. Like you're contracted to make those things. So that was the only thing about it, but it's not like I cared. Um, so what happened is uh my dad's family had the factory in Pakistan that was making the clothing. And so my dad had started a company that worked in conjunction with the factory business for distribution, right? So they would like sell this product and stuff. Um, and so we would move to different places because of that. Like if he was wanting to sell stuff in a different country or a different place, then we would move. So um, that's why we moved so much. It wasn't like a military thing or anything like that. But I'm like it was hard at the time sometimes because it almost felt sometimes like as you're getting settled in, you're making friends. Like the move from when we moved from Canada to Texas was really hard because in Canada, like that was when I was finishing middle school, and you have all these friends, and you're like planning, you're like going to, you're like getting ready to go to high school. It's a big step. You're going to go to high school with your friends, and then eighth grade. So right before high school, we I got to finish eighth grade, but then that summer we moved to Texas. So that move was probably the hardest, but you know, we moved to Texas and then I go into high school. I don't know anybody. I'm in a new state, new country. Um, that one was pretty hard, but other than that, like I'm very grateful for having moved so much because I don't know, I think it helped me grow a lot, you know. You'll be too distracted by the ship. It's so much to do. I'm planning on doing another cruise. Yeah, I've heard that there is a lot to do on the ship. Like you could probably spend the whole time on the ship. Yeah, I'd imagine if you're drunk and you're laying on your bed and there's like some rough seas and the boat's doing this. But like these boats are massive, right? These cruise ships are massive. So I'm saying boat, it's a ship. Cruise ships are massive, so I'd imagine like it would have to be pretty rough seas to really rock the boat a lot. It'd probably be pretty secure. Um, I don't know. You know what it is? I think it's the vastness of the ocean. So like if you're out on the sea and you can't see land and you look in this direction and all you see is water and you look in this direction and all you see is water. Um, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I would be scared. I would be like, what if something goes wrong? Like that's it. It's over, right? But I mean, statistically, you're probably very safe. Yeah, like I feel like if all you can see is water, I would be like, I think I would be a little bit freaked out by that. But like statistically, I'm probably more in danger like when I get on a plane for a 13-hour flight or whatever. Like these things are all pretty safe, right? I don't know. It probably doesn't make sense. All right, let's see. So, well, I heard the cool thing about cruises is that they move at night. So like when you're asleep is when they're kind of moving to the next location. And then during the day they're typically like docked at whatever the next city is on like the on the cruise. At least that's what I've heard from the people that I've talked to about cruises. So I feel like that would be cool. Like you go to sleep and then you wake up at like the next city. That would be cool. Um I don't know, but now with our son, I feel like we would have to try to do like a family friendly cruise. I don't know. But it's on my list. It's on my list of things to do and to experience. Um okay, so Ghost. what am I recording today? Um, I'm gonna check the comments here. So far, Reaper's Child is highly requested, 28 likes, 5 replies. Hold Your Own has 21 likes. Black Cloud 14. Nicki Minaj has 43 likes. Okay. Looks like that might be the one I'm doing. Unless there's one further down with a lot. Hold Your Own has another 20. So if I add those two together, that's probably winning now. Um, Yeah, it might be Hold Your Own. I think Hold Your Own has the most requests right now. If I add up all of those likes and requests. So I'll probably record Hold Your Own. The scariest thing is when it's nighttime and you look down and all you see is black. Yo, if it's nighttime, I'm not looking out. I'm not looking down. I'm in my room or I'm in some of the inner parts of the ship doing something else. Like I'm not, I'm not looking out there. I feel like that would be really scary. I just feel like big bodies of water. Like I like the water. I feel like I'm a decent swimmer, but uh big bodies of water, I don't know, man. I find it so scary. Like you don't know what's under you, right? Like the ocean is so big and vast. You have no idea what, like, I don't know. I just find it so scary. But definitely like a cruise. Um, what what cruises have you guys been on? I'd be curious. Like I know people who've done like the Mediterranean cruises, the Caribbean cruises, Alaskan cruise actually. I know someone who recently did the Alaskan cruise. Um, which ones have you guys done? Oh gosh. I wonder if you guys heard that. Did that really say cruise ships for sale? Oh, nice. Carnival? Norwegian. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Norwegian. I feel like I should click that recommendation, which was fruit chips for sale. I just got to see. You know what? We're gonna go back. I gotta see. I gotta see what this is. Look at this. It's like the first recommendation. Okay, we got to see what this is. Jesus. I don't know how we end up in these places, but we're here, so we're gonna check it out. Let's go ahead and click the next song. All right, let's see what we got here. Cruise ships for sale. We got 2020 Princess 30 meters. Um 30 meters times 3. I think there's 3 feet in a meter, so that would be a 90-foot. Let's go down here. Okay, let's see. 250,000 for a 35-foot. That's not a cruise ship. We got to find an actual cruise ship, like something that looks like a cruise ship. These kind of look bigger. 1 million, 3.5 million, 2 million, 1.3 million. Oh, there we go. Here it is, guys. We have a 965-foot cruise ship, 2,450 passengers for $125 million. Bahamas is fire. Took a Royal Caribbean cruise there and a Carnival, but some of the places they're horrible. You got people walking around with machetes. Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid the machete places. What up, Ariane? I hope I said your name right. 125 million. Uh, I wonder if there's more pictures. Let's click it and see what happens. Oh, looks like there's some pictures. 13 photos. Details to qualified buyers. How would they check? Like, what would you have to prove to show that you're a qualified buyer to buy a $125 million cruise ship? I wonder. Rooms look nice. I mean, the quality of these pictures is horrible. I feel like if you're trying to sell something for $125 million, you should probably be able to afford better pictures. Like, pay someone, pay a photographer. You're selling it for $125 million. Pay a photographer to get some good pictures because these pictures are trash. Like, if I had $125 million burning a hole in my pocket to go buy a cruise ship, these pictures would not do it for me. I'm sorry. Yeah, these pictures are terrible. $125 million, guys. All right, let's go back to our search. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, um, yeah, there's a lot of places right now that are pretty wild. That's one thing like I like about coming here to Dubai, um, is that it's really safe. Like the crime rate here is really, really low. Um, I think that's probably one of my favorite things about coming here. It's one of the reasons that me and my wife are thinking about potentially moving here, right? Like to be honest, like I love Canada. I loved living in the States, but like I know this is a touchy topic as well. Um, Custom cruise ship, $50 million. This is not as expensive. Um, but things like I don't know, things like school shootings and just violence and stuff like here you don't really have that. Like here it's really safe. There's not really violence. There's no gang stuff. There's no like everything is just a lot more controlled. There's no theft. There is theft, but there's way less theft. It's just like a much safer place to live, you know? Yeah, like the violence in Toronto recently has gone up a lot. Like we moved we moved kind of to the outskirts of like the Toronto area, and within the last 6 months, like in our area, like within a few minutes of where we were living, there was like there was like multiple shootings. Um, and just before we wait, did you say marine ship? Where was that? Did I miss it? I'm gonna go cruise ship tickets and the cost. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna look up Norwegian cruise because that sounded interesting to me. um, let's click this. Yeah, Toronto's violence honestly has spiked a lot. Like now the whole the subway stuff where people are getting attacked on the subway, like knife violence and stuff. There's a lot of shootings that are happening. Um, I honestly think I agree with you. Like the pandemic, listen, here's the thing. I'm not going to blame it alone. Like things were kind of getting bad already, but it's like they were getting bad at like this speed. And then when the pandemic happened with all the closures and everything else that like I think really damaged a lot of people's mental health, it accelerated that that progress that was happening, right? So people kind of went crazy. But I don't know. Uh Cruise deals. Let's check cruise deals. See what we got. 50% off cruises. Open bar, specialty dining, excursions, free Wi-Fi. $300 on select cruises. All right, let's see. We got Alaska cruises starting from 350, Caribbean cruises starting from 529, Mediterranean cruises starting from 299. I think because I said Mediterranean earlier, let's see what we got on Mediterranean cruises here. Wasn't there just a shooting in is it Kentucky? I feel like I just got a notification today of like another mass shooting or whatever. I don't know. All right, so we got Greek Isles, Santorini, Rhodes, and Istanbul, starting from Athens. This has an open bar, free excursions, free specialty dining, free Wi-Fi, starting at $1,299. Yeah, that's sad, man. I just saw that. See, that's the part that sucks. Like, it's hard because we get desensitized to those things happening, but imagine like it's a bank or a school or whatever, and it's a thing that you just do on like a day-to-day basis, right? Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. Oh, there was another one in Washington. Wow, it's crazy. It's just happening a lot, you know. I think mental health is a big issue right now. Um, so this cruise goes Athens. I'm not going to say that very well. Kusadasi, Turkey. I'm probably saying that completely wrong. Istanbul, Volos, Mykonos, Rhodes, Her- the H word, Heraklion, Heraklion. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. Santorini, and then back to Athens. Um, $1,299 per person. I don't know. I don't know much about cruises. Is that expensive? Like, is $1,200 per person expensive? It's a 9-day cruise. Wow. Okay. Doesn't doesn't 9 days sound kind of long to be on a boat? Do you guys think that that's a lot? Here's a 7-day one, 6 ports, so it doesn't have as many cities to visit. This is also from 1,000. So how is it $1,299 for a 7-day cruise, but it's also $1,299 for a 9-day cruise. 10-day cruise, $1,549. Yeah, I think, well, they showed 8 ports, so it's almost like every single day you're probably getting off at a different city, right? Ooh, look at this one. This is $1,000 per person. Italy, France, and Spain. That looks like an attractive one. You start in Barcelona, you go to Cannes, Florence, Rome, Naples, Cagliari, I don't know how to say that, Palma, Ibiza, and Barcelona again. Back to Barcelona. That looks like a good one. I wonder, let's see, a few dates and prices. So this free at sea is I want to see what the details on this are. Let's click this. Can you click it? No, it shows that I can click it. Nothing happens. Um, May 26th. Oh wow, look at this. Club balcony suite, $2,300 per person. The Haven, $5,000. Does it show me what I get for $5,000? Or is it just like, what if I click this? Do I get to see what the Haven is? It's loading, guys. It's loading. Let's see what $5,000 per person gets you. The Haven. Yo, you get a 24-hour butler concierge service. Uh, Courtyard valet. I don't even know what that means. Gourmet treats, fine linens. So if you're not in this, you don't get fine linens. Is that what's happening? Let's see what the pictures are like. I mean, the room kind of just looks like a room. Like, okay, that's pretty nice. I guess it's a big room. There's only 3 pictures. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Yo, that was a big bait and switch. Oh, I guess there's a whole bunch of different ones here. So the Haven Penthouse Suite is $5,000. Do you see the top one here? Free at sea, 14. Oh, hold on, guys. My battery's dead. Let me switch the battery real quick. Cool. All right, I'm back. That was a pretty quick. That was a pretty quick battery change, I think. I feel like I did a good job there. Yeah, I feel like this is a waste, right? Like the fact that you could do this trip for like $1,000 for like a, you know, 9-day cruise or 7-day cruise or whatever this is, or you can do this for $14,000. Like, it's just the room. The whole point is that you're going to these different cities, right? You're like on the boat. You're going to these different cities. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's people who are like super rich where like um oh, it's on manual focus. I probably need to change that to autofocus. Yeah, let me adjust that real quick. There we go. Carnival Cruise is cheaper. Okay, let's check it out. Let's go to today's deals. See what kind of offers we got here. Yo, what the hell? This is way cheaper. The other line was like $1,000 was like the cheapest one. 150, 230, 160. All right, let's click on one of these and see what we got. I don't know. Let's see what this one is. 3 days Bahamas, 4 days Bahamas. It's so much cheaper. Right, that's true too. It's not a European cruise, so it's a little different. Baja, Mexico. I bet. Okay, so let's click this and let's see. So even the suite is like $500, 950, 1,000. Yo, basketball court on a cruise ship is crazy. Listen, if you if what happens if you're like trying to shoot and the ship's like doing this? I'd imagine that probably wouldn't go very well. I wonder if there's pictures. Do you get to see pictures? Let's see what the suite looks like. Ocean Suite. It's only one picture? Huh, I thought there'd be more. No, just the one picture. Hmm, I see. Oh, I was gonna show you guys. So my mom, when she just flew from England to here to come obviously see us and spend time with us. Um, my uncles, um, they have like a lot of they travel a lot for their work. And I think they bought some points as well, so they have like tons and tons and tons of like travel points. Um, and they booked her her flight from London to here, and she got to travel in first class. Um, so I was gonna see if we could see. Let's see pictures here. I think she had this one, this one right here. Can we see this in full screen? Yeah. So that was my mom's that was my mom's seat on her plane coming from London to Dubai. It's pretty wild. She had an awesome time. She said that she got a menu and they have a chef on board and you can order anything from the menu at any time. So there's no fixed times. If you wanted to sleep and then order something when you woke up, you would just press the button, the lady would come and then or like the air hostess or what are we supposed to call people? I feel like the name has changed. Stewards? No. Flight attendant. I think that's what you're supposed to say now. Flight attendant will come once you press the button, and then you can order whatever you want from the menu. And she said there was I think she said she had caviar, and then she said there was like filet mignon. Like it's wild. It's like a different world. But I wonder. So they got her the ticket on like their travel points. Um, I guess Aeroplan points. But I wonder. Let's check what the price would be. Okay. So let's go one way. I feel like she probably flew from Heathrow. What the hell? I don't know what the hell I just did. Okay. So let's go. And let's go one way. I'm curious to see how much it actually costs. And I don't know, let's pick something like 2 weeks away. Something like this. No, I'm doing one way. Curious what this is gonna come up as. Huh. 15,000. What is that in let's check what that's in dollars, AED to USD. And let's just go 15,000, $4,000. $4,000 for a one-way ticket. That's pretty crazy. Wow. There's people who can afford that no problem, like they got so much money. To be honest, that's a little like I know it sounds like a crazy, but like that's a little cheaper than I thought it was gonna be. Um, but That's still very expensive. All right, we probably got okay, imagine like so we flew here from Canada, right? So let's do a round trip this time. Let's go um Toronto and let's go first class. Let's go same thing, couple weeks out. And let's say you're here for a couple weeks. Let's check. Oh, you know what? They actually have those on certain planes. They have the suites, like you actually get a room and you can shower on the plane. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so this is wild. Now this is $38,000. So if that was 15, that means this is $10,000 more. More. Let's check again. AED to USD. $38,000. Yeah, just over $10,000 to go first class from Toronto to here. That's crazy. So I was going to show you guys um, some of the places here. Oh, where is this? Yo, 10 million for a 5 bedroom is wild. That's a lot. It's only 4,000. I say only, but like for 10 million, 4,500 square feet is not big. Yeah, I'm not super impressed by that. Canada to AED is 0.37, I believe. Let's see, AED to CAD. 0.37. Yeah. So that would have been 38,000, 13, $14,000 for a first class flight from Canada to here. That's pretty crazy. Again, there were people in first class when we flew here, so people do it, right? They have the money, so um oh right. So yeah, I was gonna show you guys there's this neighborhood here. Um where is it? Actually, you know what? If I go into the beds and baths, then we'll find it. So let's go 7 plus bedrooms, 7 plus bathrooms, and we'll go find. Holy crap. Oh, Eli, you never been on a plane before? So this neighborhood, it's called Emirates Hills. My uncle, he actually does pretty well for himself. I say pretty well. I mean, I should probably say really well for himself. Um, he lives in this neighborhood, Emirates Hills. His house is not like this, but this neighborhood is considered, um, I think it's considered the richest neighborhood in Dubai. And so this house is 40,000 square feet. This is definitely one of the bigger houses I've ever seen here. Like my uncle's house is pretty crazy. His house is 20,000 square feet. So this is double the size of that. But like, look at this. This is somebody's house. Like they live in this. I wonder if they're going to be able to sell this because that price tag is nuts. You know what? I think you're a daredevil because takeoff and landing is like the most dangerous part of flying. It's like it's like where most things could go wrong. Yo, look at this kitchen. Holy crap. That's wild. I've never seen so I've seen stone on like islands and stuff. This person has stone on the ceiling, like on the roof, coming down from the roof. That's crazy. Yo, this house is wild. You guys saw the price tag on this, right? All right, let's see. What is this in Canadian dollars? 350. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This person, hold on. Let me make sure I saw that price correctly. Let's go back here. This person is selling their house or trying to sell their house for $128 million. $128 million. Guys, I just feel like there's people that have money that you can't even like fathom. Like, I don't even know how to imagine that type of money. That's crazy. Pocket change. Yeah, Anthony can afford it. Anthony probably already has a place like that. You know, Eli, like planes, I'm a little afraid of heights too, but like once you've been on a plane, it's not so bad. Like I feel like once you're in the air, it's not so bad. I think the takeoff and the landing is the hard part, right? Um, so this is more like the size of house that my uncle has. This is 20,000 square feet. So let's take a look. Yeah, you see a lot of houses like this that are I think we could all love to have that kind of pocket change. That would be pretty amazing. Wow. Like here, there's still a lot of houses that are like super traditional and grand looking. Like this looks like very, yeah, traditional and grand. That's probably the best way to put it. I feel like that $128 million is probably the most expensive one I've seen. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure statistics don't help, but statistically, you're more likely to die in like traveling in your car than a train or a plane or a boat. Like It's also like these statistics are also skewed though. Like you have to understand how statistics work. The problem with statistics is that they don't, if you just take them at like face value, so the face value of that is also that you're getting into a car many, 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 many more times than you would get on a plane or a train or a boat. So, there is that slight skew in it, but the amount of accidents that happen in a car are like infinite compared to the amount of accidents that happen in a plane or a boat or a train or whatever, right? But it doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't make it any easier because, like, for me, for example, my fear of water. Like, when was the last time you saw a cruise ship get into like a bad accident or crash or something? I can't even think of a time, to be honest, but it's a fear that I have, and I haven't gotten on a cruise ship, right? So, um, it doesn't make it any better. Let's see this one, 10 bedroom. So this is on Palm. I'm sure you guys have seen pictures of it, like the Palm Island, like they artificially created the island to look like a palm tree. And so on palm trees, like the branches and leaves are called fronds. And so the fronds come off of the main trunk, and on the fronds they have um, houses so that each house gets like a private beach and access to the water. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think Titanic might be the last time I heard of a boat sinking. Like it's either that or I just am not super up to date on boats and boat news. Yeah, so my other uncle, my younger uncle, so my older uncle has a house in that first neighborhood I was talking about. My younger uncle has a house in this neighborhood. Um, I say this neighborhood on one of the fronds, and it's really cool. So we always go to his place, and he built like a outdoor kitchen. So it's got like a barbecue and then like a brick oven for pizza. We use it for all sorts of stuff, but it's really cool. We go out there, we cook, we're on the beach, the water's right there. But the best part is on New Year's Eve, he'll have the whole family over. So it could be like 30, 40 of us or whatever. If we're here at that time. Like we haven't been here all the time on New Year's, but last couple times we were here on New Year's. And from his backyard, which is basically his private beach on one of these fronds, we get to watch the fireworks because they let off a big fireworks show on the Palm Island. So the fireworks are like right in front of you. You're at this private beach. Like it's really cool. Like I feel really fortunate like my uncles are um in the positions that they're in because I get to experience some of these like cooler experiences here. So it's really dope. The cruise ship that I went on, the engine blew up, bro. That's it. I'm not going on a cruise ship. It's over. It's over. The engine blew up. How does that even happen? What does that even look like? What does it feel like? Click. I do watch sports. We were talking about sports earlier. I was letting people know that unfortunately, I don't really like this kitchen. I don't know why they went metal with everything. That's kind of weird. Um, Unfortunately, my favorite team is the Lakers. Um, I was letting people know that I came onto sports, or I came onto like North American sports a little late. So I didn't discover basketball until I watched Space Jam. Um, because in Pakistan there wasn't really basketball. And then when I moved to North America, the Lakers became my favorite team. So that was early 2000s. And then they've been my team. So yeah, we've been having a rough go of it for a while. Hey, you already laughed at Lakers. You can't keep laughing at Lakers. Like you were here the last time I talked about Lakers. That's messed up. Um, Thoughts on Andrew Tate? Oh man, I feel like this is a controversial topic. Um, you know what? As far as like the allegations and everything, it's hard to say. Like, I do want, I want to try my best to believe that somebody is innocent until proven guilty. And I think lately in recent history, unfortunately, things have kind of been the opposite. Like, the moment there's an allegation or any talks about anything, we automatically assume someone's guilty until there's proof to show that they're innocent. Um, and I just feel like that's a very negative, pessimistic way to look at the world. I will also say that I'm not versed enough on the information that's out there to make a comment um, on his current allegations and stuff that's going on. But in terms of like the stuff that he says, um, I think I would say I have mixed feelings. On one hand, like I see where he's coming from, especially like some of the stuff about um, I don't know, it's just so controversial. Like it's tough for me to get into it, but I do think that like we need to move back to a place where it's okay for people to have differing opinions. Like I should like if I said right now, "Oh, I don't agree with anything that Andrew Tate says." Um it should be okay for me to have that opinion and be in the same space as someone who says, "Oh, I love him." Like Eli just said, "Love him, top G." So like it should be okay for people to coexist with different opinions. And I feel like in today's world, like they're really trying to kill that. It's like you either have to hate somebody or you have to love them. And you can't be in the middle and say that there's like with Andrew Tate, I feel like there's sometimes he said things and I'm like, yeah, I could really understand where you're coming from and agree with what you're saying. And there's other times he said things where I'm like I'm not sure I totally agree with it. But unfortunately, in today's world, it's like everything's so polarized. It's either you have to completely agree with somebody or completely like deny and hate everything somebody says. So I think that's my opinion about the Andrew Tate situation. I just think that people are complicated. Like you're not like even myself. I don't expect that everyone that comes to my channel loves every part of what I do because it's just not realistic, right? Like we all have different things that we look for, um, and it's just how the world works. So I think the whole thing in Romania was wild, though. Like that was not that didn't go down the way that it should have, to be honest. Like the fact that you can hold somebody and keep holding somebody without like proper due process. Is just a thing that it happens in a lot of different places in the world, but it's a thing that shouldn't happen, right? Like you have to have proof, you have to have due process, and a person's rights have to be respected. So that I really disagree with, regardless of where you fall on your opinion, on if you think it's true or not true. Like there has to be proof, right? So yeah, man, that was a good question. It's a controversial topic. I feel like it's something that people um struggle to talk about because it's such a polarizing situation, right? And then people get really emotional and it's like if you don't automatically like say that you hate him or condemn him, then it's like, oh, like you support human trafficking and sex trafficking. And it's like, no, I don't support any of those things. I just think that, you know, it's really easy to say words and accuse somebody. Um, but, you know, you have to be able to prove it and show that that is actually true, right? Anyways, complicated, but they're free now, right? Like they're out of jail. Are they still in Romania or they got to come back home? I didn't see what happened. Oh, this is a nice house. I think what they did is they bought two properties and then built one big house on it. It's really nice. Yo, Eli's trying to get me scared from going on cruise ships. Oh, so they have to stay in they have to stay in Romania? No way. Yo, is this no, this is not it. Let's see. There was more recommended engine fire. Maybe this. No way. Yo. Okay, that did not show me anything. I'm trying to look at the picture. Maybe there's a bigger picture. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I'm going on a cruise ship now. No, I'm just kidding. It probably still doesn't happen very often, but what the hell? No, this is something else, right? That doesn't even look like a cruise ship. Maybe that's not it. Maybe it is it. It keeps saying that that's the thing, so it must be it. But it's a lot of lights. Oh my God. Look at that. It's pretty like I mean, you're on a ship that's on fire in water, but like you're on a ship in the middle of the ocean. So where do you go? Like there is nowhere to go. Wow, that must be them putting out the fire. Damn, that's wild. That's wild. Yeah, this looks like the actual image. I don't know what that other thing was. But that other thing scared me. I was like, "Yo, what is this? This is like an actual explosion." Um, wow. But nobody got hurt, right? Like they were okay. Yeah. I feel like that's nightmare situations. Did you guys see that video of I think it was a person on a plane and they like looked out the window and the engine was on fire? That I feel like would be the worst discovery. Like look out the window and the engine's on fire in the plane. You're in the air. That I don't know what I would do. You just start praying to whatever you believe in at that point. Um, Sincerely Control Part 2. I was telling people earlier, I'm gonna try to find some time on my trip, because I'll need probably about 45 minutes to an hour to record that. So I'm gonna try and find some time on my trip to record it. I'm hoping I'll drop it within the next week. Um, I just got to find some time. That's all. So hopefully soon. Hopefully. Oh, my screen keeps freezing. Let's do it one more time. There we go. Oh my God. That, yo, is bad enough that the ship was on fire, but the toilet stopped working. Oh my God. Listen, I don't know what's worse. Oh man, that's tough. Like both happening is pretty bad. Either one of those things happening is bad. But yo, this sounds like a nightmare situation. What the hell? Oh man. That's wild. That's wild. I can't believe that. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, I'm coming up to 3 hours. It is 6:30 in the morning here. So I've been on since 3:30 in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and probably get off and try and get a little bit of sleep before my son wakes up. I'll probably be able to get a couple hours of sleep. Um, Thank you guys for joining me. That was a lot of fun. I like when we just hang out and talk about weird, random shit, and look up scary pictures that will stop us from getting on a cruise ship. Yo, again, I don't know what's worse. I don't know what's worse. The fact that it was on fire or that the toilet stopped working. I'm gonna go to sleep now and I'm gonna have a nightmare about this. Jesus. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Click, Eli, Rese, probably saying that wrong, Nene. Hopefully I'm saying your names right. There's a good chance I'm saying them wrong. If I am saying them wrong, I'm sorry. Not on purpose. But thank you guys for spending time with me. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna go have some boat nightmares now. So yeah, I'll be back. All right, guys. See you later.